every 0.5 degree Celsius of warming will increase hot extremes, and if hot extremes will increase, this will also lead to extreme precipitation, extreme precipitation and drought as well. Okay, so extreme precipitation meaning what? More floods, and not only floods, in some part floods and some part drought, and I hope there is no need. Okay, I hope there is no need. That what is the meaning of drought? Drought is a water distress situation. Drought is a distress situation related with water, and this distress situation related with water can be on account of less precipitation, it can be on account of excessive evaporation, and it can also be on account of poor utilization. On any account it can be. Okay, so very correctly this report has said that every additional, every 0.5 degree warming will lead to, hot extremes and extreme precipitation and drought, and you can add on, you can link it, that if there will be more flood, if there will be more drought, food production will go down, then too many problems will be there. Every time there is natural calamities, the first and the worst to be impacted and affected are poor people. Okay, first to be impacted and affected are poor people, and in that scenario what will happen? That it will widen the rich-poor gap, it will give birth to socio-economic problems as well. So, environmental problems will give birth to socio-economic, right, socio-economic problems as well. Okay, socio-economic problems as well. This report says that the last decade was hotter than any period of time in past, last decade, that is 2010 to 2020. If we see it as a decade, now this decade was hotter than any period of time, in past 1,25,000 years. 1,25,000 years. Okay, and the most important thing what, right, this report has said, which is not a very, encouraging thing for us. Okay, for the first time this IPCC report, first time this finds a mention, first time in IPCC report this finds a mention. What finds a mention first time in IPCC report? That 1.5 degrees Celsius warming was inevitable was inevitable even in the best case scenario, even in the best case scenario. Now we cannot prevent warming in comparison with pre-industrial level of 1.5 degrees Celsius, and this is the best case. Worst case you can't imagine. Best case, I told you that this report is saying that in next 20 years itself, by 2040 itself, the rise will be of 1.5 degrees Celsius in comparison with the pre-industrial level. By the middle of the century, 2050, the rise will be of 2 degrees. So within 10 years, the rise will be, of 0.5 degrees Celsius. 2040 to 2050, 0.5 degrees Celsius will be the rise. Can you imagine? Until and unless there is major reduction, sharp reduction is there. Okay. Then some other, alarm bells, some other alarm bells in this report if we see. Some other alarm bells. Okay, and what it says, that relative sea level around Asia increased faster than global average. Okay. Now this is, till now if we see, the sea level rise around Asia is at a faster rate in comparison with global average. And if I tell you, that what may happen, that Afro-Asian countries in the tropical belt, this is where major population of the world is residing. And if the sea level is rising more in this part, then in years to come, we will have millions and millions of environmental refugees. They will be forced to vacate their ancestral native land in near the coast. They will have to move deep into the territory. And this is definitely one alarm bell pressed by IPCC through this report, through this report. This also says, that, and these are not something good for India. This also says that both annual and summer monsoon precipitation, will increase. Okay, will increase with with interannual variability, interannual variability over Southeast Asia. So, annual precipitation will increase, summer monsoonal precipitation will increase, but what is the main cause of concern? Interannual variability, meaning erratic nature of monsoonal precipitation, meaning some year more than the long period average, some year deficient than the long period average. And if that is going to happen, then you know what will be the impact of it on Indian economy and Indian society, because even today Indian agriculture remains a gamble against Indian monsoon, and even today Indian agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy, and Indian society by and large is an agrarian society. So, if there will be interannual variability with the, between years, if there will be change in the amount of rainfall in Southeast Asia during summer monsoon precipitation, how it's going to impact these countries is what you can yourself assess. So, what's right? What's I am trying to say, right? What I am trying to say that this is very, very important for you to remember. Okay, this is very, very important for you to remember. Is this clear? Very personal problem of yours, I cannot take up in discussion because the class is being beamed live for all the students. So, somebody from Itanagar Center, if you have some problem with your app, please try to reach out to the help desk. They will tell you, okay, if they are not resolving, please bring us to our notice. But if a request is placed to them, they will tell you. But it's very difficult, because if I take up during the class discussion the very personal problem of a candidate, then it will be a distraction for many others. Okay, so this is why I ignore. Okay, so if I am talking about environment, and if you are asking a doubt related with economics or some class which you feel that it's not there uploaded on the portal. Okay, so please reach out to the help desk people, reach out to the center manager, reach out to the coordinator, associate faculty. They will support you, and help desk number we are flashing. Okay, they will definitely look into, right? They will definitely look into. So, what is the meaning of the sentence, reaching net zero alone is not enough, as it is cumulative emission up to net zero which determine the temperature that is reached. I told you, reaching net zero alone. So, not only we will reach net zero, but at what stage we are reaching net zero. Let us say on one hand we are increasing the capacity to emit more, and we are also increasing the capacity to observe more, and then we are attaining this net zero after a long period of time. Then by that time, okay, by that time what you will find? That this is what will determine what temperature is going to be reached. So, the period from now till we reach the net zero is what will decide how much will be the increase in the temperature. Is this clear? So, I hope you have understood what are the key highlights. You would have understood, about the key highlights of IPCC Working Group 1 report, which is having the title The Physical Science Basis for Climate Change 2021, and this would be, this would be the Manav Shekhri is asking, can we still say Indian economy is an agrarian economy? No, I said Indian society is an agrarian society and Indian agriculture remains the backbone of Indian economy. Why? That even today half of the workforce is engaged in agriculture, engaged in agriculture. So, their income is dependent on the state of agriculture in this country, and who will consume the services offered by service sector and the goods produced by manufacturing sector? People, half of the people even today, and post pandemic, I think this number would have gone very high, because many people who were working in cities have lost job, gone back to their villages where they are working now in agricultural sector. So, this is something which you need to know. Anyway, so what's the key highlight? What's the key highlight of IPCC report? So, this is this is what IPCC has noted, that even if there is a global net zero by 2050, which is the minimum requirement to keep the temperature rise to 1.5 degree Celsius. But against this, what is the assessment? That in next 20 years itself, that is by 2040 itself, the rise will be of 1.5 degrees Celsius. By the middle of century, the rise will be of 2 degrees Celsius. Whereas the target is to keep it within 1.5 degrees Celsius by the end of the century and make all out effort to keep it within 2 degree Celsius. So, this is what. So, when parties will meet this year at Glasgow, party will meet this year at Glasgow, this will be the agenda. This will be the agenda. So, very important for main exam and prelims as well, both key highlights of this report, and then COP26 at Glasgow. UK will take up the presidency, and this COP is in partnership with Italy. This COP is in partnership with Italy. So, that is that is something which you should keep in mind, which you should keep in mind. And towards the end this report says, that there is a need for a drastic and immediate cut in carbon emissions, Okay, this is what it says. It also says that G20 are major emitters, and they also need to join net zero emissions coalition, Okay, so all parties of UNFCCC all parties of UNFCCC will have to very significantly scale up very significantly will have to scale up or enhance their nationally determined contributions. Rise in the sea level, Paras is asking, rise in the sea level, right? If we compare which was between 1901 to 1971, now in this period 71 to 2020 is 2021. So 70 years, whatever was the rise, 3x rise is in 30 years. Okay, so that is what you should, comparison is there. Okay, comparison is there related with sea rise. Okay, related with sea rise. So net zero, right? Net zero emission, and when it comes to net zero emission, I have already told you that what it has said. What is the problem here? Thoda sa India is, because by now even China has entered this, and China is saying that it will be, achieving the net zero emission by 2060. China ने अपने के लिए टारगेट दिया है 2060. They will be in this. So all European Union, countries, almost more than 100 countries, have committed themselves that they will achieve net zero emission. Net zero emission by 2050. Okay, this is what more than 100 countries, and this includes USA, this includes European Union. Okay, this includes European Union. Two major countries, second largest emitter after USA is China. So China was saying that it cannot commit net zero emission, but finally now even China has committed itself to net zero emission, but by 2060. And as far as India is concerned, okay, India is holding out, and India is only giving one argument very strongly, that it is already doing much more than required, okay, in relative terms. And India is saying that if we see the per capita emission of India, it's very less we are giving argument that we are not the part of problem. Even then we will be the part of solution. But if India is outside this, then it will be a big problem, because India now is the third largest emitter in the world. Okay, third largest. But why, India is holding itself, not committing net zero emission? Because that industrialization has started very late. There significant part of our population yet has not reaped the benefits of industrialization. And this is the reason why, whereas America, European Union, they have reaped the benefits, now they are showing sensitivity. But this is the problem, that every country will have to rise above their economic interests, because the report has very effectively said that if we want to keep 1.5 degree, then net zero emission for the world is required by 2050. So India is holding. And what is the argument of India? That we are doing much more than in relative terms with other. But relative terms, सारा fight यही है. What you understand by relative terms? Okay. So some students will say that I worked, hard to crack prelim exam, but I failed. But what is the parameter that you worked hard? Sitting with book at a study table for longer duration? No. What you actually do when you sit at a study table, what kind of concentration level you have? Just sitting with book at a study table will be not of much help. Some people may qualify by studying 9 hours a day also. Why? Because when they study, the concentration level, when they study exam oriented approach, when they study, one very important component is practicing multiple choice questions. So sticking to the basic rules, holding on to fundamentals, enjoying the process, they don't feel burden. Okay, they don't feel burden. So I hope, this is where relative, we are saying to the world that in relative terms, we are doing far better than many other countries. But on what benchmark, on what parameters we will compare? When others are committing themselves to net zero, India is holding, and India is getting stuck between aspirations to make our economy a much bigger economy, but at the same time we want to be a leader at global environmental platform also. Okay, global environmental platform also. Ben Johnson is saying, will other countries not criticize India? Okay, for not committing net zero emission? So this is the, this is the thing which we are telling the world, no? That even without committing net zero, we are doing much more than what is expected from us. Okay, what is expected from us? We are defending our action by giving a twist to the whole, process and talks. So this is about, this is about. So you all should keep a very close watch in the month of November, when the parties will meet this year at Glasgow. This is going to be a very important talks. and the parties will be meeting after a long gap, because last year there was not much. Now, one thing which I would like you, one thing which I would like you to remember here, that when it comes to, right, when it comes to what India is doing as far as climate change is concerned. So, India is claiming before the world that comparatively we are doing better than many other countries. Our claim is on the basis of NPCC. Have you heard of this? Sorry, NAPC. NA. NAPCC, that is National Action Plan on Climate Change. National Action Plan on Climate Change, and this was launched in the year 2008. This was launched in which year? 2008, National Action Plan on Climate Change. Under this National Action Plan on Climate Change, 8 national missions are there. Okay, so first is National Solar Mission, National Solar Mission. Okay. The second is NSM, National Solar Mission.